The clock in the coffee shop showed 12 noon. Soft sunlight touched the wooden tables and the smell of coffee filled the air. Ollie sat quietly, a half-empty cup in front of him. Tom had already left, but his words still echoed in Ollie's mind. Fluency takes time. Just speak every day. Those words felt powerful, simple but true. Ollie looked outside the window. People were walking, laughing, talking easily in their own language. He thought, they speak so freely. I can do the same if I just keep trying. He opened his notebook. On the first page he wrote a short line. From today I will speak English every day. Even one word is enough. He stared at the page for a moment. Memories filled his mind, all the times he stayed silent in class. The moments he wanted to speak but couldn't. The times his friends laughed when he made a mistake. There were days when he told himself, maybe English isn't for me. But today was different. Today he had spoken to a foreigner, clearly, confidently, and without fear. A small smile appeared on his face. He whispered, I did it. I really did it. Soft music played through the cafe speakers. Ollie put on his earphones and replayed the same podcast from the morning. The voice said, confidence is not something you have. It's something you create. That line went straight into his heart. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. It felt like a heavy weight had lifted off his shoulders. English was no longer a fear. It was an opportunity. An opportunity to grow, to connect, to open doors he had never imagined before. He took his pen again and began writing new goals in his notebook. Speak in English for at least 10 minutes every day. Learn one new word daily. Don't fear mistakes. Make them, learn from them, and move on. Talk to one new person every week. Then he opened the voice recorder on his phone and said slowly, hello, my name is Ollie. Today I spoke with a foreigner for the first time. I was nervous, but I did it. And I'm proud of myself. His voice trembled a little, but it was filled with truth. It wasn't just practice. It was transformation. It was the sound of courage. Outside, light rain began to fall. Ollie picked up his bag, paid for his coffee, and stepped out of the cafe. Raindrops touched his face, cool and gentle. He smiled, feeling refreshed. As if the rain was telling him, yes, Ollie, you've just begun a new chapter. He started walking down the street, repeating softly to himself, speak, practice, repeat. He passed a small shop where a young boy was selling English books. Ollie stopped, smiled, and asked in English, how much is this book? The boy replied, it's 200 rupees, sir. Ollie said, okay, I'll take one. It was a simple conversation, but it meant everything to Ollie. A few months ago he would have avoided it. But now he saw every little moment as practice. A chance to grow more fluent, more confident. When he reached home, he tore a small piece of paper and wrote, one day or day one, you decide. He stuck it on his wall right above his study table. Then he looked into the mirror. There was calmness in his eyes and confidence in his smile. He said softly, I'm not perfect yet, but I'm not afraid anymore. That evening, as the sky turned orange, Ollie sat by the window writing about his day. He ended his journal with these words. Today I didn't just learn English. I learned to believe in myself. He knew fluency doesn't come in a day. But he also knew, those who start today reach someday. As a cool breeze entered the room, Ollie smiled and whispered to himself, yes, today is my first day. The next morning the sky was bright and clear. Ollie woke up early, full of new energy. He remembered the promise he wrote in his notebook last night. From today I will speak English every day. He smiled and said to himself, "Okay, Ollie. Day 1 starts now." He went to the kitchen where his mother was preparing breakfast. He wanted to practice, so he said in English, "Good morning, Amy. How are you today?" His mother laughed. "Good morning. Today my son speaks English at home." Ollie smiled shyly. "Yes, Amy. I'm practicing." She said warmly, "That's good, beta. Keep going." After breakfast, Ollie packed his bag and left for college. On the way, he listened to a new podcast episode called Small Conversations, Big Confidence. The speaker said, "You don't need big words to speak well. Start with small talk, say hello, ask questions, smile." Ollie repeated softly, "Small talk builds big confidence." At the college. When Ollie reached college, his friend Hassan saw him and said, "Bye, English master. Say something in English today." Ollie laughed. "Okay, let's try." Then he looked around and said, "The weather is nice today, isn't it?" Hassan replied, "Oh wow. You sound like a foreigner." Both of them laughed. It was a small sentence, but Ollie felt proud. For the first time, speaking English felt fun, not scary. In class, the English teacher entered and wrote on the board. Group discussion. How can students improve their English? Ollie's heart started beating fast. He wanted to speak but wasn't sure if he could. The teacher divided the class into groups of 4. Ollie's group started talking in Urdu. But he took a deep breath and said, "Let's try to speak in English. We can help each other." His friends looked surprised, then nodded. Ollie continued, "I think students should practice speaking every day. We can talk to our friends, watch English videos, or listen to podcasts." The teacher, listening from the corner, smiled. After the discussion, she said, "Good job, Ollie. That's confidence. You didn't wait for perfect words. You just spoke." Ollie's heart filled with joy. Felt like a big win. Facing a new test. After class, a notice appeared on the college board. English speech competition, next Friday. Ollie read it carefully. For a moment, his old fear returned. He thought, "I can't do that. I'm not ready." But then he remembered Tom's words. Fluency takes time. Just speak every day. He smiled and whispered, "Maybe this is my next step." That evening he went home, opened his notebook and wrote a title. My Journey to Confidence. He started writing his speech. Simple, honest, and from the heart. He wrote about how he was once afraid to speak. How one small conversation in a coffee shop changed him. And how practice gave him power. The practice days. Every night he stood in front of the mirror and practiced. At first he forgot words and laughed at himself. But each day he got a little better. Sometimes he recorded his voice and listened carefully. He noticed mistakes but didn't feel bad. He remembered, mistakes are part of learning. His sister helped him too. She sat on the bed and said, "Okay, Ollie, start your speech." When he made mistakes, she corrected him kindly. "Say confidence, not confidence," she said with a giggle. They both laughed and Ollie felt thankful. The competition day. Finally, Friday arrived. Ollie stood backstage holding his paper tightly. His hands were shaking. He could hear the crowd of students waiting outside. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He whispered, "Speak. Practice. Repeat." When his name was called, he walked onto the stage. The lights were bright, the room was silent. He began, "Good morning, everyone. My name is Ollie, and today I want to talk about confidence." At first his voice trembled. But after a few lines he forgot the fear. He spoke about his coffee shop conversation, about Tom's advice, and about his daily practice. He ended with the words, "Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about believing in yourself." The hall was quiet for a second. Then everyone clapped loudly. Ollie smiled, not because he gave a perfect speech, but because he dared to speak. After the event, when he came down from the stage, his teacher said, "I'm proud of you, Ollie. This is just the beginning." Ollie thanked her, feeling lighter, stronger, happier. That night he wrote in his journal, "Today I faced my biggest fear and I spoke. I don't know if I won the competition, but I already won something bigger, my confidence." He looked at his wall where the paper still said, "One day or day one, you decide." He smiled and whispered, "Today was another day one." The real-world test. It had been 2 weeks since the speech competition. Ollie didn't win first place, but he didn't mind. For him, the real prize was the courage to speak in front of others. His teacher's words still echoed in his mind. "This is just the beginning, Ollie." Since that day, Ollie's confidence had grown. He spoke more English in class, helped his friends practice, and even answered teachers in English. Every small conversation felt like a new step forward, a new opportunity. One morning, while checking his college notice board, Ollie saw a new announcement. Internship opportunity, international software company. He read it twice. The company was looking for students who could communicate in English and had computer skills. Ollie felt excited and nervous. English interview, he thought. Can I do it? For a few minutes he doubted himself. But then he remembered his notebook, the line he wrote long ago. I will speak every day, even one word is enough. He took a deep breath and said softly, Yes, I can. This is my next challenge. He filled out the online form and submitted his application. The interview was scheduled for Friday, just 5 days away. Preparing for the interview. That week, Ollie practiced harder than ever. Every morning he stood in front of the mirror and said, Good morning, my name is Ollie. Thank you for this opportunity. He watched YouTube videos about job interviews in English. He learned simple, polite phrases like, I'm passionate about learning new things. I enjoy solving problems and working with people. He practiced answering questions out loud. Sometimes his pronunciation wasn't perfect, but he didn't stop. He remembered, mistakes mean I'm learning. His friend Hassan helped him too. They met at a cafe every evening. Hassan acted as the interviewer. Tell me about yourself, Hassan said seriously. Ollie smiled and answered confidently. My name is Ollie. I study computer science. I love learning English and improving my skills. After a few rounds, Hassan laughed. Bro, you're ready. You sound professional now. Ollie laughed too, but deep down he still felt nervous. It wasn't fear of English anymore. It was fear of failure. But he kept telling himself, confidence means trying even when you're scared. Interview day. Finally, Friday arrived. Ollie wore a clean white shirt and dark blue trousers. He looked into the mirror and said, I'm not perfect, but I'm ready. At the company office, the waiting room was full of students. Some fluent, some silent. Ollie sat quietly, repeating his lines in his mind. His hands were cold, but his heart was steady. When his name was called, he stood up, smiled, and walked in. There were 2 interviewers. One Pakistani, one foreigner. The foreigner greeted him. Good morning, Ollie. How are you today? Ollie smiled. Good morning, sir. I'm fine, thank you. And you? The man nodded with a smile. I'm good. Please have a seat. The Pakistani interviewer asked. So, Ollie, tell us about yourself. Ollie spoke clearly. I'm a computer science student. I enjoy working with technology and learning new languages. I've been practicing English for the past few months, and I believe it has made me more confident. The interviewers listened carefully. The foreigner asked, "Why do you want to join our company?" Ollie replied, "Because I want to learn in a professional environment. Your company works with people from different countries, and I want to improve my communication skills while working with them." He paused for a second, then added with a smile, "Also, I love challenges, and this is one of them." Both interviewers smiled. They asked a few more technical questions, and Ollie answered most of them well. When the interview ended, the foreigner said, "Good job, Ollie. You speak very clearly. Keep practicing, you'll go far." Ollie thanked them and walked out of the room. He felt light, free, and proud. He didn't know if he'd get the job, but he knew he had passed the real test, the test of confidence. A new chapter begins. That evening, Ollie returned home and sat near his window watching the sunset. His phone buzzed. A message from the company. He opened it nervously. It said, "Congratulations. You have been selected for the internship." Ollie couldn't believe his eyes. He jumped up shouting, "Emmy, I got it. I really got it." His mother smiled proudly. "See? Hard work always wins." Ollie sat down again, smiling, feeling grateful. He opened his notebook, the same one from the coffee shop, and wrote on the last page, "Fluency is not about big words. It's about small steps, every single day." He looked at the paper on his wall. "One day or day one, you decide." And for the third time he whispered, "Today was another day one." Outside, the evening breeze touched his face. He closed his eyes and thought about how far he had come. From a shy student afraid to speak, to a confident young man ready for the world. He smiled and said softly, "This is just the beginning." The first day at work. The morning sun shone softly through the curtains. Ollie woke up early, his heart full of excitement and a little bit of nervous energy. It was his first day at the international software company. He looked at the iron shirt hanging on his chair. White, clean, simple, just like the day he had imagined for so long. He took a deep breath and whispered, "This is the day I've been waiting for. A new beginning." After breakfast, Ollie reached the office. The building looked modern and professional. Glass walls, automatic doors, and people walking with laptops in their hands. At the reception, a friendly woman greeted him. "Good morning. You must be Ollie, our new intern." Ollie smiled nervously. "Yes, good morning. That's me." She gave him an ID card and said, "Welcome to Global Soft Technologies. Your team leader, Mr. Adam, will meet you in the conference room." Ollie followed her directions. Inside the room, a tall man with kind eyes stood up to shake his hand. "Hi Ollie, I'm Adam. Welcome to the team." "Thank you, sir," Ollie replied politely. Adam smiled. "You can call me Adam. We all work as a team here." Ollie instantly felt relaxed. Adam introduced him to the others. Sarah from England, Michael from Germany, and Sanaa from Pakistan. Each one smiled and said hello. It was the first time Ollie was in a group where everyone spoke English naturally. First impressions. The team started their morning meeting. Ollie listened carefully as they discussed projects, websites, and coding issues. The words came fast. Some technical, some new, but Ollie stayed focused. Whenever he didn't understand something, he quietly noted it down in his notebook. After the meeting, Sarah turned to him and said, Hey Ollie, your English sounds great. You understood everything. Ollie smiled shyly. Mostly, but some words were new for me. Sarah laughed kindly. Don't worry. That's how we all learn. You can ask me anytime. Her friendliness gave Ollie courage. He realized English was not about speaking perfectly, it was about communicating with confidence. Small wins. During lunch break, the team sat together in the cafeteria. Everyone spoke casually, joking and laughing. Ollie listened at first, unsure when to speak. Then Sana turned to him and asked, "So, Ollie, how was your first morning?" Ollie smiled. "It was great. I'm learning many new things already." Michael laughed. "Wait till you see the code review tomorrow. That's when the real learning starts." Everyone laughed and Ollie joined in too. Felt good, not just to understand English but to be part of the group. He thought, I belong here. The challenge. In the afternoon, Adam called Ollie to his desk. "Ollie, I want you to prepare a short report about our new website design. Just a one-page summary. Write it in English." Ollie's heart skipped a beat. Writing in English? That was new for him. He nodded. "Sure, Adam. I'll do my best." He sat at his desk and started typing. At first it was slow. He checked grammar, looked up words, and fixed sentences again and again. But slowly the words began to flow. He remembered what his podcast teacher once said. Fluency means progress, not perfection. After an hour, Ollie walked to Adam's desk with the printed report. Adam read it carefully, then looked up and smiled. "Very clear and well written, Ollie. Great job." Ollie couldn't hide his happiness. That single compliment felt like a medal. A friendly moment. Before leaving, Sarah came over with 2 cups of coffee. "You survived your first day. Congratulations." Ollie laughed. "Thanks. It was exciting and a little scary." "It always is," Sarah said. "But you did great. You listen well and you speak clearly. Keep doing that." Ollie nodded gratefully. "I will. I just need to keep practicing every day." They clinked their coffee cups like a small celebration. Reflection. That night, Ollie sat at his desk, tired but proud. He opened his old notebook again, the same one from his first coffee shop lesson. On the last page he wrote, "Today I spoke English at work. I understood, replied, and even wrote my first report." He smiled and added, "Fluency is not a destination, it's a journey." He looked out the window at the city lights and whispered, "1 year ago I was afraid to speak. Today I spoke with people from 3 countries. Tomorrow I'll speak even better." He closed the notebook gently and turned off the light, ready for another day, another challenge, and another small step forward. The global meeting. A few weeks had passed since Ollie's big presentation. His confidence had grown stronger every day. He now spoke English easily with his colleagues, joined discussions, and even helped new interns who were shy about speaking. One morning, Adam called him to his office. "Ollie, I have some exciting news," Adam said with a smile. Ollie raised his eyebrows, curious. "What is it, sir?" "Next week we have a global online meeting with our teams in London, Singapore, and Dubai. I want you to represent our department and share the progress of the website project." Ollie's mouth fell open slightly. "Me? In an international meeting?" Adam nodded. "Yes, you've done great work and your communication is clear. I trust you." Ollie felt proud and nervous again. This time he wouldn't just speak in front of his office team. He'd be talking to people from different countries, each with their own accents and ways of speaking. Preparation begins. That night Ollie couldn't sleep. He lay in bed thinking about all the voices he'd hear. Fast, fluent, foreign. What if I don't understand them? He worried. What if my accent sounds strange? Then he remembered something Sarah once told him. Everyone has an accent. The goal is communication, not perfection. The next morning he got to work early and started preparing. He practiced his short report again and again. He watched English videos with different accents. British, American, Singaporean. Trying to get used to how people around the world spoke. At lunch he asked Sarah, "Any advice for the meeting?" She smiled. "Just be yourself. Speak slowly, clearly, and listen carefully. You'll do great." Those words became his mantra for the week. Speak slowly. Listen carefully. Be yourself. The day of the meeting. Finally, the day arrived. The team gathered in the conference room, laptops open, cameras on. On the big screen appeared faces from around the world. Smiling, waving, greeting each other. Adam whispered, "Relax, Ollie. Just talk like you always do." The meeting began. A woman from London spoke first. "Good morning, everyone. Let's start with project updates. Adam, would your team like to go first?" Adam smiled and said, "Sure. Our intern Ollie will give the update today." Ollie's heart started to race again, but he smiled, adjusted his headset and said, "Good morning, everyone. I'm Ollie from the Karachi team. I'll share our progress on the new website design." Speaking to the world. He opened his slides and began. His voice was steady, polite, confident. "Over the past month we improved the loading time by 40%. We also redesigned the homepage for better navigation and user experience." As he spoke, he noticed nodding heads on the screen. The woman from London smiled. A man from Singapore said, "That's impressive work, Ollie." Ollie replied, "Thank you. It was a team effort." He continued, "Next, we plan to add a live chat option for customer support. It will make communication easier for users around the world." When he finished, he said, "That's all from my side. Thank you for listening." There was a brief silence, and then applause through the microphones. "Great job, Ollie. Well done. Clear and confident presentation." Ollie couldn't stop smiling. For the first time he had spoken English to people across the world. And they had understood every word. A moment of realization. After the meeting, Adam patted him on the shoulder. "I'm proud of you, Ollie. You just spoke in an international meeting, and you did it perfectly." Ollie laughed nervously. "Honestly, sir, I was shaking inside." "That's normal," Adam said. "Even the best speakers get nervous. But you spoke with heart, and that's what matters." Later, Sarah sent him a message on the office chat. "See? I told you you'd be amazing," grinning face with smiling eyes, clapping hands. Ollie replied, "Thanks. Now I know. English isn't just about words, it's about connection." Evening reflections. That evening, Ollie sat on his balcony, a cup of tea in hand, the city glowing below him. He thought about everything. His first day at work, the coffee shop lessons, the nervousness, and how far he had come. He opened his old notebook again, now almost full. On the last blank page he wrote, "Today I spoke English with people from 3 continents. I understood them and they understood me. I am not just learning English, I'm living it." He smiled, closed the notebook, and whispered to himself, "The world feels smaller when you can communicate." Then he looked up at the stars and added softly, "This is not the end, it's the start of something even bigger." The journey abroad. It was a bright Monday morning when Ollie's phone buzzed with a new email from the company. The subject line read, "Envelope with arrow, invitation to International Tech Conference, Dubai 2025. He opened it quickly and his eyes widened. It said, "Dear Ollie, we are pleased to inform you that you have been selected to represent our Karachi team at the Global Tech Conference in Dubai next month." For a few seconds Ollie couldn't breathe. Dubai? Me? Representing the company? His hands were shaking as he reread the message. Felt like a dream. Just a year ago he was scared to speak English even in a classroom. And now he was being sent abroad to speak on behalf of his company. Sharing the news, Ollie ran to tell his mother. "Emmy, you won't believe it. The company is sending me to Dubai." Her face lit up with joy. "Subhanallah. That's wonderful news, Beta. I'm so proud of you." He smiled shyly. "I'll have to speak English there, with professionals from many countries." She put her hand on his head. "You've worked hard for this. Just be yourself and Allah will help you." That night he wrote in his notebook, "A new challenge is waiting. This time it's not just about speaking, it's about representing." Preparing for the trip. The next few weeks were full of preparation. Ollie applied for his passport, booked his ticket and packed carefully. At work, Adam and Sarah helped him prepare for his presentation. "You'll do great," Adam said. "Remember, clear, calm, confident." Sarah added with a smile, "And enjoy it. You've earned this moment." Ollie practiced every night. He watched videos about airport conversations, hotel check-ins, and travel English. He wanted to be ready, not just for the conference but for every real-life situation abroad. Sometimes he stood in front of the mirror and said, "Hello, I'm here for the conference. Could you please help me with my luggage? Thank you so much." Each phrase gave him a little more courage. The flight. Finally the day arrived. Ollie stood at the airport looking around in awe. People from all over the world speaking different languages, walking with confidence. He checked in, passed through security and found his seat on the plane. As the plane took off he looked out the window. The lights of Karachi faded below and a smile spread across his face. "This is really happening," he whispered. During the flight he sat next to a man from Egypt. They started talking. "Is this your first time traveling abroad?" the man asked. "Yes," Ollie said. "I'm going to Dubai for a tech conference." "Wow, that's great. Your English is very good." Ollie laughed. "Thank you. I've been practicing for a long time." It felt amazing to have a real conversation high above the clouds, in a language he once feared. A new world. When Ollie arrived in Dubai, everything felt different. The tall buildings, the fast cars, the mix of cultures. At the hotel he spoke to the receptionist confidently. "Hello, I have a booking under the name Ollie Khan." "Yes, Mr. Ollie. Welcome. Please enjoy your stay." The conference began the next morning. Hundreds of people from around the world filled the large hall. Engineers, developers, and speakers. Ollie looked around nervously but reminded himself, "I belong here. I worked for this." When it was his turn to speak, he walked to the stage, heart beating fast but steady. He started, "Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ollie from Global Soft Technologies, Karachi." He shared his presentation confidently, explaining how his team had improved website design and user experience. His voice was calm, his sentences clear. He even made the audience laugh once, and they clapped warmly when he finished. One of the organizers, a woman from Canada, came up to him afterward. "That was a great talk, Ollie. You speak naturally and confidently." Ollie smiled proudly. "Thank you. I've worked very hard on my English. He replied, it shows. Keep going, the world needs young professionals like you. Reflection. That evening, Ollie stood outside near the hotel, watching the Dubai skyline glow under the stars. He thought about his first English podcast, his mistakes, the coffee shop, his interviews, his first day at work. All the small steps that brought him here. He opened his notebook again and wrote, "Today I spoke English in another country. I represented my team, my company, and my journey. English didn't just give me words, it gave me the world." He smiled, closed his notebook, and whispered to himself, "This is not just my success, it's my story." The friendship without borders. After the big presentation, Ollie felt light and proud. His hard work had paid off and his dream had become real. But he didn't know that the conference would give him something even more valuable than success. A friendship that would change his view of the world. A chance meeting. The next day, during lunch, Ollie sat alone at a table enjoying his meal quietly. A tall man with brown hair and a friendly smile walked over. "Is this seat free?" he asked. "Yes, of course," Ollie replied. They started chatting. His name was Lucas, a software engineer from Brazil. He had attended Ollie's presentation the day before. "I really liked your talk," Lucas said. "You made complicated ideas sound so simple." Ollie smiled, feeling shy. "Thank you. I was nervous, but I tried my best." "You did great. I could see your confidence." Soon they were laughing and talking about work, travel, and life. Ollie learned that Lucas had also struggled with English when he started his career. "I used to be afraid to speak," Lucas said. "My accent was strong and people didn't understand me. But I kept practicing." "That sounds like me," Ollie replied. "I also felt the same at the beginning." They both realized how English connected them, even though they came from two different continents. Exploring together. In the evenings after the conference sessions, Lucas and Ollie explored Dubai together. They visited the Burj Khalifa, walked near the Dubai fountain, and tried new food at small cafes. At one restaurant, Lucas said, "It's amazing, isn't it? We come from such different places, but we can talk like friends, because of English." Ollie nodded thoughtfully. "Yes, it's not just a language. It's like a bridge between hearts." They laughed at their mistakes, corrected each other's pronunciation, and shared jokes in simple English. Ollie realized that fluency didn't mean perfection. It meant connection. Even when he forgot a word, Lucas understood him with a smile. The conversation that changed everything. One night they sat near the beach, watching the waves and lights of the city. Lucas turned serious for a moment and said, "Ollie, can I tell you something?" "Of course," Ollie replied. "You know, when I see you speak English so confidently, I see myself years ago. I also started small, afraid, shy, unsure. But English gave me confidence, and that confidence changed my life. You remind me of that journey." Ollie listened carefully. Lucas continued, "Never stop learning, my friend. One day you'll inspire others the same way. Maybe someone will watch your talk online and say, 'If Ollie can do it, I can too.'" Ollie smiled, his eyes reflecting the soft light from the sea. "That's exactly what I want, to help others learn like I did." Lucas laughed. "Then start today. Maybe make videos, teach, or share your story. The world needs voices like yours." Those words stayed in Ollie's heart long after the night ended. Farewell with meaning. When the conference finished, it was time for everyone to return home. At the airport, Lucas and Ollie hugged like old friends. "Keep in touch, brother," Lucas said. "Always," Ollie replied. "And thank you for everything." Lucas smiled. You don't need to thank me. Just promise me one thing. Keep speaking, keep sharing, and keep shining. Ollie nodded. I promise. As he boarded his flight back to Karachi, Ollie looked out the window again, just like he had on his first flight. But this time his heart felt full of warmth and purpose. He realized something beautiful. English had not only given him success, it had given him connection, friendship, and global understanding. Returning home. Back in Karachi, everyone welcomed him warmly. His mother hugged him proudly. How was your trip, Beta? Amazing, Amy. I met people from all over the world and I made a true friend. At work, Adam and Sarah clapped when he entered. Our international star is back. Adam joked. Ollie laughed. It was a great experience. I learned that English is not about being perfect. It's about being real. He opened his laptop and began to write a blog post titled, How English Gave Me the World. He started sharing short videos online, helping others speak confidently, just like Lucas had suggested. Slowly, people began to comment. Your story inspires me. Thank you, Ollie, I'm learning too. Ollie smiled every time he read those words. The promise he made was already coming true.